best drivers, 7 tiers, and a plethora of moments have been on offer in SMA Season 2. This is Parquet's Picks. Let's show these lower tiers some love. Number 10, we got SAM Huso being really cool under pressure here. Mad Mike going around the outside with Puma Slayer going up the inside. He's down into P6 in the blink of an eye, but he doesn't rattle easily. He keeps the fight going around the outside, doesn't let things go from bad to worse. Good job on you. Number 9 is MGR Laquera going around the outside. Every motor fan's dream. Let's do a little bit of going up into number 8. It's V8 Jag, currently in P8 from downtown, trying to make the move stick on TNR Mbappe Kings. Mbappe really not going for it too easily, still keeping everything around the outside, but this was some good feisty battling. You love to see that out there. Number 7 is Puma Racing Jocko. Just really getting his elbows out on MGR Rudy Boss for P1. I like that move going up the inside there. Good job on you, sir. It's P6, our number 6, Quarter Viz, threading the needle around the outside on the Mad Max. This is Road Rage, so it is only right that it happened to Mad Max there. Number 5, we have the Stimmin. He has a rookie tag on his car, but this ain't no rookie. From P9, he finds himself going up the inside there, coming down the hill. He's not letting off the gas. It's him and Sir Max battling it out. And here we go, the downhill section. Not a lot of room to operate, but the two make it work, and everything is going well for Stimmin up until this point here. Oh no! They come together and he finds the wall. What racing that is. Number 4, JP Gaming 10, pulling off the old switcheroo. And if you don't like this, you don't like sim racing, ladies and gentlemen. That's him up into the podium position. And here we go, coming into the top 3 is Puma Cross CJ, being a smooth operator. Not once, but twice, this time all the way in P7. He gets not 1, not 2, but all 3 positions, and there it is. And again, he comes right back on lap number 4, finding himself down in P8, making quick work to get up into P7, but CJ's not done yet. And that's P6, a nice little double overtake there. That's 5 overtakes in a span of 2 laps, so that's really awesome. It was looking to get something done there as well. But here we go, the top 2, Puma Maverick, taking 1 for the team. This is down in tier 2. He's coming into the first heavy braking zone here, and there he goes, spinning around and around. And here, number 1 is Gamil, the dirty cop. Now, why is this cop dirty? Now, it's not for any type of dirty driving. Everybody makes mistakes here, but it's actually something that has to do with how the rules are being enforced. We see Gamble called the incident, or man, bro, I'm getting a 1.5 second penalty. You hate to see it, but that's Gran Turismo 7. This has been Parquet's Picks. I'll see you when you're older. Flawed, back to you, sir.
SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, Postnet Midstream, and Slayer, our official sponsors for SMA Season 2. Welcome, racing fans, to round 3 of the Sim Motorsport Association Season 2. So we are already at the quarter mark of the season, and things are already hotting up with 2 different race winners so far in this championship, as well as a very dramatic round 2 last week, with details about it to follow later on in the broadcast. But before we get into everything from last week and tonight's events, I'm Flawed Genius Gaming, and I've got the honour of introducing not just a new co-commentator, but for the very first ever female commentator in SMA history, and actually the first in all of South Africa's sim racing scene. No pressure at all, right? So please give the warmest of welcomes to my partner. You might know her from Twitch as Lucky Mistake, and of course as our brilliant chat mod, it's Dana. Good evening, sweetheart. How are you feeling? And you know, I've got to ask, What's it like making history tonight as SMA's first ever female co-commentator?
Well, thank you, Flawed. I mean, I should have known you'd make an entrance out of my entrance, but hey, I'm here for it. History in the making, first female co-commentator. It's an honor and a moment I will never forget. And I get to do it beside you. That's a win-win, even if you hog most of the oxygen. Buckle up, chat. We're bringing history, energy, and maybe a few laughs along the way.
That I can definitely assure you will be the case, and just hopefully you've drunk a bit of tea and that secret ingredient that I like to put in my tea, which is honey. So hopefully you've had lots of that, Dana, tonight.
Just a little bit.
Okay, well, you're definitely going to need it. So yes, before we reveal the race details today, it's important we mention our sponsors for season 2, as without them none of this would be possible. So SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, South Africa's haven for all your sim racing equipment, selling only the highest recommended products from the likes of Fanatec and Moza, as well as racing cockpits for that perfect driving experience. Link is in the description below.
TGSE, Cape Town Golf Academy, the hotbed of nurturing young potential to golfing greatness. An academy with a breadth of history for producing talent on the world stage. If you feel you have what it takes to become South Africa's next global star, TGSE is the place for you.
Postnet Midstream. Aside from the endless business and personal possibilities, Postnet brings something extra: heart and connection, with quality printing, shipping and design services. Postnet shows that it's not just about business, it's about people. We're not just any print and ship shop, we're your people.
Right recruitment. Finding the right people just got easier as they handle everything from A to Z sourcing, screening, and matching top talent that fits your business perfectly. Save time, cut the hassle, and build a stronger team with Right Recruitment, where the right hire is always the right choice.
And we've got DC Designs, where imagination meets reality, from custom home decor and lifestyle products to specialized gaming and sim racing accessories. DC Designs uses the power of 3D printing to craft items as unique as you are. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind gift, personalized collectibles, or gear to level up your sim rig, DC Designs have you covered. Turn your ideas into reality with DC Designs.
Coach Dave Academy is the trusted name in sim racing, offering world-class setups, data packs, and coaching to help unlock your true potential in GT7. And with Delta AI, the leading GT7 telemetry app, you'll get easy-to-use race data analysis, instant tips to race faster online, with AI-powered coaching that highlights your weaknesses to improve lap times with ease. Compare your laps with the pros and take your sim racing to the next level with Coach Dave Academy.
And lastly, Slayer Energy Drink. Homegrown in South Africa, it fuels your focus, hits hard and still tastes smooth. That's how Slayer does energy. Their motto is death to dull, and trust us, they live by it. Bold flavours and zero boredom. Slayer Energy, crushing the norm, fueling the madness and keeping every lap electrified. So thank you so much to all our official sponsors for the whole of SMA Season 2. SMA is in association with Motorsport South Africa, the only organisation licensed and fully backed by the FIA of all competitive motorsport inside of South Africa. Now, as we've highlighted before, we need to thank our SMA production team for making this broadcast as one of the industry's best out there. So huge thank you goes out to you, Dana, aka Lucky Mistake on Twitch, for all the amazing work you've produced for our graphics. So thank you, Dana. As well as as well as Parquet713 for his efforts in producing all of the promos, the intros and the recap videos that have been presented this season in SMA and will do so for the rest of Season 2. Please check out their links and support them as only the SMA can by following and subscribing to these amazing individuals, please. Also contact Robin Williams, our SMA GT7 promoter, for any inquiries for future SMA tournaments coming up in 2026 and beyond. Email links will be in the description below and on our YouTube homepage. So with all the credits said and done, let's take a look at our race calendar for this season. Dana, it's over to you.
With 2 rounds completed, we turn our attention to round 3 as we head to America for the Blue Moon Speedway, but in its road infield A layout. Then this is followed up by a trip to Italy at the beautiful, I'm gonna mess this up, Liguori. Well, thank you. Say it, Sean. Say it.
Lego Maggiore.
Thank you. But in the western location, round 5 sees us in the forests of Germany as we pay a visit to the Green Hell and its Nürburgring 24-hour layout. Speaking of hell, the following week of the 10th of November, we then head across to the Aussie hell of Mount Panorama, Bathurst. Then it's back over to America in the penultimate round of the championship, where we take a visit to the famous Watkins Glen before we round out the championship on the 24th of November for the grand finale to be held in Japan for the metropolis streets of Tokyo East clockwise, where we may learn which driver will be crowned the new champion of SMA Season 2. So that's our racing lineup for this season. Let us move to the details for tonight's race. So tonight we are at Blue Moon Infield A, a track that looks simple until you're in it. Fast sweepers, tight corners, and brutal braking zones make it a true test of control and courage. Here we see our race settings for today's race. We have a 10-minute qualifying, grid to start with false start check, 1-time tire wear, 1-time fuel, refueling at 20 liters per second, 40 laps. Soft and mediums are available and required. Initial fuel is 40 liters. Now let's take a look at what our competitors are going to be driving. The Amuse Nismo 380 RS Super Leggera car, which features a 3.8 liter front engine, rear wheel drive, powering 380 bhp at 7,000 RPM, weighing in at 1,370 kilograms in this naturally aspirated car. Back to you, Flawed.
Thank you, Dana. And you got through the Super Leggera well there, I have to say. We got there in the end. Oh, okay, well, but it was well explained there, of course, Dana. Thank you so much for the race settings there. So we're going to have a brief look of the recap from round 2 in Tier 1. So let's take a look. Badiki able to fight off Nutcap for the time being as he moves up into first position again, and in fact Paddy Potato down into P6. So what has happened there? Have we missed something? I don't know, because it is still kicking off right now as we go 3 abreast. Just in front we've got JDJ to the right, Deaky in front in the middle, Nutcap to the left. Nutcap slight bit of contact with JDJ, and he hits him against the wall, and here comes Giller, who takes full advantage and moves up into the lead of the race. Slow-mo. the grid right now. I would say Rusty picking up a 1.5 second penalty for hitting the wall, so he will serve that penalty now. He's going to sink all the way down into P12 with Deaky down into P13, something I didn't realise he'd sunk that far down into P13 at the moment, with JDJ in P14. So, and also something worth mentioning as well, Deaky has front aero damage, JDJ has front aero damage, so they are going to be losing a heck of a lot of time here in the early embers of this race. Slow-mo. But Deacon up into P8 with Panic Potato just behind him in P9 now, 4 seconds adrift of Pew Bridgens. So they are starting to catch up with the drivers in front, but whether or not that is enough time to catch up or not, only time will tell. Savvy in position.
Flawed P10. Latari had a spin. P10. Latari lost control of the vehicle. He's got some damage. He's going to go into the pits and get that repaired. I don't know if we're able to get a replay. A little late on the call there, but we might get to see it. There he goes. He comes around the turn, and I don't know if there was contact or he just lost grip, but that back end slid out, and he ended up into the wall.
Around as he does pull to the side, and he gets in front of Captain Slow to move up into P5. Is Deacon going to follow suit? It could well be the case here, because he is firmly in that slipstream of Captain Slow, and that is going to pull him alongside, and he may have timed this to absolute perfection, because he drives up alongside him and powers past Captain Slow to move up into P6. Captain Slow must be very low on fuel then, because it looks like he's going a little bit slower than the rest of the drivers. So Panic Potato.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Richard has gotten front end damage somewhere along the lines, so that may slow him down just a little bit, giving Panic Potato a great opportunity to make a last minute move and get himself up towards that podium position for number 3. Whether he'll be able to get past Kennels, I can't say just yet, but we're about to find out.
We're indeed about to find out, yes, because there goes Panic Potato around the outside into P4. He's still going to have the overspeed as well on Kennels. So Kennels is going to be a little bit of a sitting duck as Deacon goes down the inside of VSR Richard to move up into P5. There comes the TNR drivers of Panic Potato and Deacon. They've also got the outside line as well with Kennels. Oh, he goes a bit sideways with the contact, and there goes around Kennels, and he loses 3 positions there, maybe 4 positions, to move down into P7. Let's have a quick look on the replay and see exactly what happened, but it looks a little bit unfortunate. We go on board with Deaky right now, and with them going into the braking zone, there was a tiniest bit of contact, and Kennels, I think, couldn't save the car there. So we'll go back on board with the race here, because we're in the dying embers. Panic Potato up into P3, Deacon into P4. Can Deacon salvage a podium position, because Nutcap is going to come across the line to win round 2 of the SMA Season 2 at High Speed Ring, with VSR Wolfie just in front. He's going to get P2 ahead of Panic Potato. Is going to come in P3 with Deacon in P4, VSR Richard in P5, and TNR's Captain Slow in P6, and Kennels comes across the line in P7 with... Okay, so after, watching the recap, actually quite a few incidents in the last round, and the COC had to make quite a few difficult calls, and this changed the race results significantly for Tier 1. So this is how it looks. So originally, Puma Nutcap was celebrating his first victory in SMA, however, was involved in an incident as he was adjudged to be at fault and was handed a 4-place grid penalty as a result. This means VSR Wolfie has now been confirmed as the race winner from round 2, with TNR Panic Potato promoted to 2nd position, TNR Deacon promoted to 3rd, and VSR Richard to 4th, sinking Puma Nutcap down into 5th. Captain Slow finished 6th, with MGR Kennels also handed a 2-place grid penalty for an infringement, promoting both Puma Bridgens and TNR Savvy up 1 position to 7th and 8th, MGR Kennels down to 9th, with VSR Giller finishing in 10th, and TNR Ray Carter surviving in Tier 1 for another week after finishing in 11th. Down into Tier 2 this evening is TNR Latari in 12th, VSR JDJ in 13th, and MGR Rusty in 14th. So how does this affect things in the standings for Tier 1 after 2 rounds? So it means that TNR Deacon has extended his lead at the top to 10 points, with his teammate Panic Potato up 3 positions to second on 781 points. Just a point in front of VSR Wolfie, who himself has risen up 5 positions into third. In joint fourth on 775 points, we have TNR teammates of Captain Slow and Savvy sharing the spoils, and then down 2 positions to 6th after his penalties is Puma Nutcap, just a point down with 774 points. Just a further 2 points behind is VSR Richard, who falls into 7th. Up 1 position is Puma Bridgens in 8th with 760 points. Down 2 positions is VSR Giller in 9th, and MGR Kennels stays level in 10th with TNR Ray Carter cementing 11th. Then falling down to 12th and falling down to Tier 2 this evening is VSR JDJ, with TNR Latari also down a Tier 2 in 13th. In steps, VSR Nitro Merlin back in the top tier today. He's in 14th with MGR Rusty down to 15th, and down to Tier 2 this evening with the other 2 drivers of VSR Fizz and Puma Stigler making their first appearance in Tier 1 this season for tonight. So today is the last chance saloon for all tiers to be promoted and relegated this season, with the lockdown of the tiers to happen after round 4. Once the drop round or worst score from your opening 2 races is declared, will determine which tier you will remain in for the rest of the season. So for example, Tier 1 will be governed by the top 14 drivers overall on points, then next 14 drivers to Tier 2, and so forth. However, admin does reserve the right to move drivers if absolutely necessary to ensure fairer racing and to benefit the drivers. There will be an additional dropped round for the second half of the season, that is the last 4 races, with the same rules applied. Top 3 in each tier come the end of the season will earn a prize, with details to follow in the weeks to come. Okay, so that is all the details done, and with the drivers just putting in their last bit of practice before this 10-minute quali that we have at the Blue Moon Speedway Infield A variant. We're going to be back with, we'll be back very shortly, with a small little bit of promo, and then we'll get on track with the drivers. Back in a second. SMA is brought to you by TGSC Cape Town Golf Academy, Wright Recruitment, DC Designs, and Coach Dave Academy, our official sponsors of SMA Season 2. Okay, so we are back, and we are at a kind of circuit really that I don't think too many drivers are too aware of. You know, this is one of the fantasy circuits of GT7. I happen to think that this is quite an amazing circuit actually, and it will ensure very close driving between the drivers. But you know, look, Dana, you've actually had a go on this circuit before. What was your initial impressions when you was out there on track?
Well, it was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed the track in the car. Definitely a couple tricky corners. I think I kissed more wall than I should have, and you probably lapped me a few times, Flawed, but all in all, I think this is going to be a good race. Lots of room for takeovers, so looking to see a battle today.
Yeah, indeed. I think the time's pretty similar with all the cars out there on track. At the moment, if we're just looking on practice, VSR Richard with the fastest lap time of a 1 minute 11.419. But we're talking 700th of a second separating the two VSR teammates, with Fish actually back in Tier 1. We're used to seeing him in Tier 1, particularly in the SMA Season 1, the MSA Cup. But actually, this is his first race in Tier 1 for Tier 2. For round 3. So yeah, it's good to see him back, and hopefully he'll be able to stay in Tier 1 and be as competitive as practice has shown so far. Now, Nutcap, of course, was deemed to have been at fault for a collision which dropped him back 4 positions from his initial race win. So he'll be looking to make amends tonight and see that whether or not he can compete with the very best, which I know he can. But obviously this is why we have the stewards in place, is to govern certain incidents on track. We've got very strict stewards. We are a big believer of having clean racing, good side-by-side action. Contact will happen because that is racing, but it was a little bit unfortunate for Nutcap, who was at fault for a couple of drivers. Unfortunately, it happens, but he gets to go again tonight, and we'll see whether or not he can compete for the race of victory. It looks like most of the drivers are in the pit lane, or at least parked up, but really looking forward to this race, and we'll see how they get on in qualifying, as it's about to start now. We've got a 10-minute qualifier ahead of a 40-lap race here at the Blue Moon Speedway Infield Road A. So we will stay on board with a few of the drivers now. I think maybe Giller, possibly. I don't know. We'll see who comes out first. I think it's Nutcap. It might be Giller. Giller's just coming around the corner now. So yeah, quite a short lap here at the Blue Moon Bay Speedway. The typical lap times we were seeing was in the 1 minute 11 range. It seems like a 40-lap race is a long race, but however, with such a short lap, really, that will fly by, and it's looking like why is it Scott VSR? Is Kennels a VSR driver now? Can we get confirmation in chat? Is that a graphic mess up, or is Kennels a VSR driver now? It'd be interesting to know your thoughts. Yeah, I mean, it's good to see everyone in chat right now, supporting your drivers. So, Ivan, I can see that you've got a big crush on Nutcap. Alanator, it's good to see you, of course, as well. Supporting your boy. And hopefully everyone's having a great Monday evening, and hopefully the racing will show some of the best in SMA. And to be honest, Dana, I don't think there's ever a bad race in SMA, is there?
No, never. I got hooked on this just from these guys alone. I've watched other streams with you, and these drivers are top tier. The best of the best.
Okay, right. Well, I'm going to try and get on board with a driver that is getting close to the start-finish line. I'm kind of noticing a few graphic mess-ups, so I do apologise for that, guys. It's, I don't know, a little bit glitchy today. So hopefully that problem can be resolved at some point. We're looking aboard with VSR Wolfie, but I think it was Giller that was, or it might be Richard. No, Giller is there. So they have swapped over. I'm trying to get onto the right guy here. It looks like he's just coming across the line now. Kennel's getting the overspeed, and Kennel's going onto pole position by 4/10 of a second, 3.5 tenths of a second, because VSR Wolfie is now up into second position with a 1:11.559. So it looked like Kennel's got some good slipstream down the straight, and I think slipstream is going to be so important around this circuit, as we see a lot of the times come in thick and fast. We've got Paddy Potato up into P4. Fish, you know, again making his debut for Tier 1 in Season 2, up in P3 at the moment, and some of the drivers you may expect to be further up there, including VSR Richard and Deacon, find themselves as low as P6 and P7, but we still have 6.5 minutes left of qualifying, so a long way to go, but definitely good to see Puma Stigler. Of course, he's also making his debut in Tier 1 this evening. So good to see more of the Puma guys showing their face in Tier 1. With Ray Carter just behind as well. Puma Nutcap has gone a little bit quicker into... What is that? Nutcap P10, 1:11.9 for him. Looks like Gillard is on an out lap at the moment. Kennel's also on an out lap. Quite a few drivers in the pit lane as we speak. VSR Nitro Merlin also in the on the out lap, but in P5 at the moment with a very competitive time. We are talking a 1:11.662. If my maths is correct there, Dana. I'm sure you're judging me right now.
Never.
But at the moment, yeah, I have to say, Dana, when looking down the times, very close. I mean, we're talking just under half a second separating the top 7 drivers. In fact, top 8 drivers. And through the whole grid, 1.2 seconds. Do you sense that this could be a really close race today we've got in store?
I think it's going to be super tight. They just keep going faster and faster. It's unreal the times that these guys are putting out, for sure.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, we will see as we just crossed the halfway mark of qualifying. So Kennel's still leading at the moment. He's got VSR Richard just behind him. Puma, I think it was Puma Bridgens that was serving a penalty there. I think he may have hit the wall. So VSR Kennel's just coming across the line now. Can he improve? And it's not quite. VSR Richard wasn't able to improve either, but VSR Giller was able to improve. Does go up into P9. As I said, the time's very tight at the moment. 1:11.722 for him. 1,000th down on Savvy Unchained, who finds himself in 8th position at the moment. So we didn't realise it was going to be that tight. But as I said, we still got 4 minutes to go, so possibly another 4 laps to go in this qualifying session. But yeah, it's I don't know what to say. I mean, it is fast and frantic out there. VSR Wolfie now up into 2nd position. He is 3.5 tenths down on VSR Kennels. As I said, guys, is this an announcement that Kennels didn't make? Because I was pretty certain that Kennels was an MGR driver, not a VSR driver, but he is sporting the VSR livery, which would suggest that maybe he has been signed up by VSR. I mean, that's a bit of a shock, isn't it, Dana?
You know, I saw this earlier, and I didn't make mention of it because I thought it was just a mistake, but I'm very curious to know. And Kennels, if you get on the podium, man, I'm sorry, because it still says MGR on your driver card.
Right, well, just an update to the grid at the moment. So Paddy Potato up into 2nd position, and then we've got VSR Fish, who is in 3rd position with a 1:11.3. DK now promoted up into 4th position, who's going rather slow at the moment. So I'm not 100% sure why he's going that slow. Maybe just trying to sort of find a bit of space on track. Very strange why he's going so slow. Hopefully this is not some sort of internet issue right now. But yeah, we have got VSR Giller as well in P5, and VSR Wolfie down into P6 now. He was up into P2 at one stage with his teammate in 7th position. Now it's going to be interesting to see how the drivers do work together to kind of pull each other along and get a little bit extra top speed out of them cars and try to get them faster lap times in. We are looking aboard maybe with most of the drivers now on their final stint, so maybe 1 to 2 laps remaining for most of the drivers. Something I did expect with these cars is that the tyre wear is very good on these cars, so you can get so many laps on these soft tyres. So, you know, I know that the drivers will want to have the freshest of tyres for qualifying, but I wouldn't say that the tyre wear is too degrading really for them to lose too much time. But we'll have to wait and see how they get on with these fresh tyres. So Panic Potato just starting his lap now, so the gap has come down actually, 1.5 tenths of a second between VSR Kennels and TNR Panic Potato, and then 5,000th of a second separating Panic Potato and VSR Fish. VSR Fish is also parked up on the side of the track, so that's quite interesting. And then we got VSR Gila P5, so very, very tight. We're talking just over 3 tenths of a second between the top 5 drivers, 3.5 tenths actually to the top 6. And we're just trying to find the right driver who's coming near to the start finish line. Looks like it's over for Panic Potato and VSR Fish though, so it's looking like Deaky. We've got Gilla just starting his lap. So it'll be the last lap for many of the drivers here. Just see if we can catch the right drivers. There's quite a few drivers in the pit lane. Nutcap on his final charge as well, because he's down into P11 at the moment as Deaky does come across the line, and he stays in P4 with a 111.409 for him. So a little bit of a shock there. Did expect Deaky to be a bit further up the grid. I think he may have just crossed the line just before the allotted 10 minutes, but it looks like he's slowed down, so he's back into the pit lane. And then we got VSR Fish, who's just ended his lap as well. The drivers of Kennels and VSR Richard just coming around the final turn now. Can they improve? Kennels, of course, on pole position at the moment by 1.5 tenths of a second. Can he improve? Not quite. And also Richard does improve to 111.571, but only good enough for 7th position. So a big turn up for the books here. Kennels, I do believe this is his first ever pole position. I'm pretty sure that VSR Fish isn't able to be able to complete his qualifying here because the cooldown is 120 seconds, but I'm pretty certain, yeah, because this is the out lap, so this will be his final lap as well. So with that said, that is qualifying done. So we will read out the qualifying results in due course. We'll be back very, very shortly. SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, Postnet Midstream, and Slayer, our official sponsors for SMA Season 2. SMA is brought to you by TGSC Cape Town Golf Academy, Wrights Recruitment, DC Designs, and Coach Dave Academy, our official sponsors of SMA Season 2. Okay, so just a confirmation of the qualifying results in Tier 1 for round 3 at Blue Moon Bay Speedway Infield A. VSR Kennels with his first ever pole position, a 1 minute 11.201. Phenomenal stuff from Kennels in his debut race for VSR. It seems like a great acquisition for VSR. Then we've got TNR Panic Potato, who's going to be starting alongside him in second position, just a tenth and a half down on his time. Then on row 2 we got VSR Fish, who is making his debut in Tier 1 tonight. He is just 5,000th of a second off of Panic Potato's time to land him in P3, with TNR Deacon, our leader in the championship at the moment. He'll be starting from P4. Then on row 5 we've got VSR Gilla. In P6 it's going to be VSR Wolfie. Then on row 4 we've got VSR Richard, and then we'll have VSR Nitro Merlin starting alongside him in 8th position. Then on row 5 we've got Savvy Unchained, or TNR Savvy Unchained, with Puma Stiglet also making his debut tonight. He'll be starting from 10th position. Then on row 6 we've got Puma Nutcap starting from P11, which is a bit of a shock to me. And then starting alongside him will be TNR's Ray Carter in 12th position. And then in 13th we've got TNR Captain Slow, and joining him on row 7 at the back of the grid will be Puma Bridgens. So a pretty phenomenal qualifying session there, Dana. 1.1 seconds separating the whole grid. What are your thoughts after seeing qualifying?
Yeah, it's amazing how tight this race is going to be. But I'm definitely keeping my eye on TNR Captain Slow back there, and qualifying in 13th. He definitely has a history of moving up the ranks pretty quickly. So I'm interested to see where he finishes out here.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a very tight race. As you say, like, if the qualifying is anything to go by, then we've got one hell of a race in store for us. 40 laps at the Blue Moon Bay Speedway as we are just about to start the race. So, as we mentioned, Kennels will be starting on a pole position in front of Panic Potato, who finds himself in the heady heights of a second position as we await the 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go as we start round 3 of SMA Season 2 at the Blue Moon Speedway Infield A, and a good start from Kennels with Panic Potato in P2, Fish in P3 holding his own in 3rd position, Dennis Deacon in P4 on the outside. He's going to try the overspeed. Is he going to make it work? Looks like Kennels has sunk down into P2 because Panic Potato's got the inside line. They're going to be side by side as we go into the left-hander, and it looks like Kennels is going to stick his nose just to the side of Deacon, but Deacon around the outside to move up into P2. What a fantastic move that was from Deacon. We will get back on the replay quite shortly, but Fish down into P4, so Deacon up 2 positions already on lap 1 with Gilla in P5, VSR Wolf in P6, VSR Richard in P7, Savvy Unchained in P8, and we'll see with the trainer cars as they are a line astern as we get onto the arena section now, and Panic Potato, as I said, leading the race as we finish lap 1 and onto lap 2. Deaky all over the rear bumper of him. He's going to pull to the side of him to try and get up the inside of Panic Potato. Panic Potato swings to the outside. Is Deaky going to take up the inside line? It looks like Panic Potato is going to give him the space there, and Deacon is going to move up into the race lead. They are still going to be side by side though, but Panic Potato surely is not going to hold it around the outside. It does say that he's got a nose in front, but surely Deaky will take that position, and yes he does, and Kennels up the inside of Panic Potato. That'll be the outside for the next turn though, and Kennels around the outside to move up into P2. So a cracking move from VSR Kennels, and looking rather competitive at this stage, Dana.
They're going crazy here. We got a conga line going, people just fighting for spots. We got Puma Nutcap back in 10th trying to get around here, and yeah, it's pretty crazy out there already. Bumper riding all the way.
Indeed, yeah, rather spicy right now, and we did predict this. I mean, this is the type of circuit where, obviously you've got the infield section where it's a little bit technical, but then you've got the long, flat-out section where moves can be made, particularly if they're very, very close to the back of each driver. So we've got Deacon just in front of Kennels, who sweeps in front of Panic Potatoes. It looked like he had a good run going into turn one, but Panic Potato will tuck in into P3. We still got Fish in P4 with his Giller just behind him in P5, and Wolfie P6. So a triple VSR car train for P4, 5 and 6, and Savvy in 7th position with VSR Richard and Nitro Merlin P9. But I think maybe this might be the appropriate time to have a look on that replay of I think it was it was Deacon's move, wasn't it, on Kennels? Yeah, that was something that I did save earlier on. So let's have a look on it now. In fact, it was Panic Potato, but yeah, very glitchy the servers today, I think, because it just seems to be getting a lot of grey screens in the minutes and not really able to show the replay there. But at the moment they are a line astern, as it looks like Kennels is trying to defend from Deaky. Deaky did think about going up the inside and still does switch to the inside line, as Kennels didn't defend the inside and left the door open for Deaky to take or retake the race lead. But VSR Kennels gets a really good run again and retakes the race lead. It is literally swinging in roundabouts right now. We still, oh my god, why is it doing that? I really don't understand. We're getting all types of glitches today. So we'll look on board with the cockpit view now. Deaky, again Kennels leaving the door open. Deaky sends it down the inside and he will take the race lead then. And Panic Potato, well, he's going to have the outside line, so he's going to have to tuck back in to that slipstream and hope he gets the overspeed as we come into the arena section for the fourth time of asking. Very, very tight between all the drivers. Fish really close to the back of Panic Potato, and then we've got Giller still in this battle. And in fact, if you just go through all the grid, they're all in that slipstream range, so literally one mistake could cost it all. We are talking 3.4 seconds separating the top 10 drivers. Nutcap is up one position from his grid start with Puma Stigler in P11, Captain Slow P12, Ray Carter P13. Puma Bridges not able to make ground on the drivers in front in P14, and actually 1.1 seconds behind Ray Carter. Let's look back on board with the top 3 drivers now, though, as Panic Potato gets so close to the back of VSR Kennels. He is going to take that inside line, and if he times his braking to perfection, he may take... No, he won't, because Kennels does cover it off, and that's really great defensive work from VSR Kennels. So he holds on to that second position, and Kennels will be hoping not to battle too much with Panic Potato, because he wants to stay to the back of TNR Deacon to fight for the race lead. So very, very tight, but we are talking 9/10 of a second separating the top 3 drivers. Then Fish is still behind, 4/10 behind in P4, Giller in P5. But Dana, you've got the spare camera right now. Is there anything I should be looking out for?
Right now we just have everyone from, let's see, Nutcap back. They're just holding their lines and just waiting for that opportunity. So nothing too exciting happening back here just yet.
Okay, so pretty much a line astern then, and this is definitely going to be about strategy. It may well be that it comes down to an undercut in the tyres, perhaps. Of course, something we didn't mention is that the drivers are starting with 40 litres of fuel, which means that in these cars, they're very economical, actually. In my testing, I was managing to get about 22 laps of fuel from the 40 litres, and I was on the soft tyres as well, and them soft tyres did last quite a long time as well. It's looking like all the drivers are on the soft tyres right now, so it looks like they may be doing what I did in practice and looking to stay on them soft tyres as long as possible. But yeah, Deacon defending for his life right now. Kennels has got a nose in front, but will he be able to make it stick though? That is the question. Yes, he does. Wow, what a move from Kennels there to move up into the race lead. And well, will he be able to hold off Deacon for the time being? I think he will be able to. So Kennels just trying to take the optimal line into this right-hander now, and yeah, it looks like he does make it stick. And I don't think Deacon is close enough to make the move for the hairpin. So Kennels should be holding on to the race lead. Let's have a quick look on the replay, see exactly how that manoeuvre was done. So Kennels well, he was in the slipstream of Deacon, and he said thank you very much as he swung to the outside, got on the brakes a little bit later, and was able to hold on to that race lead. So Kennels 4.5 tenths up on Deacon. Now something something that I've not really been checking is that maybe Kennels is putting the pedal to the metal right now. Deacon and Panic Potato are side by side. Looks like Panic Potato is going to have the overspeed and is going to take that second position away from Deacon as Kennels went all kinds of sideways into turn 1 there, and Panic Potato able to close that gap up to about 2.5 tenths of a second. So Kennels under a little bit of pressure now, but we know about Panic Potato. He's a very strategic driver. He doesn't normally go for absolute audacious moves. He normally thinks about his next move. He's also called the Minister of Defence for a reason as well. So Panic Potato will keep the pressure up, but he might not immediately go for the move, but he is the nearest to Kennels at the moment. Deacon has fallen back to about 6 tenths of a second. But looking at the tyre wear, actually Deacon tyres are just not looking that great actually compared to Panic Potato, and actually Kennels also with a little bit of tyre wear there, as well as Panic Potato does size up an opportunity. It looks like he will have the overspeed and he will get the move done before we've even got into the braking zone to move up into the race lead. So we have a new leader in TNR, Panic Potato, who will be hoping to streak away from VSR. Kennels, who sinks back into P2. Deacon P3, Fish P4, Giller P5, and then Wolfie in P6, just behind Savvy. Up into P7, VSR, Richard 8th, Nitro Merlin 9th, and Nutcap 10th. So they are how they are at the moment. Captain Slow, though, able to move up a position or two. In fact, Ray Carter, I think, has made a mistake somewhere, because he was in P11, now at the back of the grid. Did you see that at all, Dana?
I did not. I missed that. I was watching Richard kind of battle Nitro Merlin for 8th, so I apologize for that, but yeah, I missed what happened back there.
Well, things do happen in a flash, and it's so close between the whole grid that, I don't blame you for that. That is obviously something that happens on a round-to-round basis with myself, where you just can't catch up with every single bit of action. This is why SMA is one of the best leagues out there, because everything is so unpredictable. As we look on board with Giller, who had the inside line to Wolfie, but I think Wolfie is just going to have a nose in front as we go into the double left-hander. So it looks like Wolfie is leading this train of cars, but there is a bit of a gap now, 2.1 seconds from Fish to Wolfie, both VSR of course. Deaky still within 3 tenths of a second to Kennels, and Panic Potato still 3.5 tenths. in the lead ahead of VSR Kennel. So yeah, very close at the top of the grid, and we are just approaching the quarter mark stage of the race. So we're just about to finish lap 10 of 40. So as I said, this race really whizzing on by, and very, very tight. And you know, Dana, I don't know if you're a betting lady, but I mean, would you want to bet on the top three at this stage?
Oh, that's a tough call. It is definitely a tough call. I mean, obviously we've seen Deke take a win, and you know, Panic Potato, excuse me, just a consummate driver. You know, just biding his time and waiting it out. I'd love to see Kennels take this. I think it's pretty exciting. I think it's awesome that he's up there, and his debut with VSR today would be amazing if he pulls out a podium win for sure.
Okay, well, he has just reclaimed the race lead there in front of Panic Potato, as they both went a little bit deep into the hairpin, and it's looking like Fish has really closed that deficit to the top three drivers. But of course, you can see a varying degree of tyre situations. It's very difficult to see on the fuel, because with the ×1 fuel situation and us not really having that delta, it's really difficult to see the differences. Apart from Panic Potato, looks like he's starting to put the hammer down, because he has actually got less fuel than Deke and Fish, and he retakes the race lead. Kennels, yeah, pretty similar situation with the fuel between the two of them. So you know, maybe Deke and Fish deciding to go a little bit further on this stint. Then it's going to be interesting to see how much longer they can stay on them soft tyres. But Deke's tyres not looking the best though. That front right tyre is not looking too good at this stage, as Deke tries up the inside as the door was left open for him, and he does take that second position away from VSR Kennels with a very clean pass on the inside. Kennels will have to sit back in the third place with his teammate Fish just behind him in fourth position. Now trying to look through the grid, and actually Nightcap, it looks like he's made up two positions then, as he's got in front of Nitro Merlin and VSR Richard to move up into P8. The gap is still very, very tight between the three drivers there. We're just talking about 2/10 of a second, and VSR Richard is going to have the overspeed as we go down the straight, and VSR Richard is going to pull to the inside, and he should now inherit P8. Is Nitro Merlin going to follow suit as well? Does look like this is the case, but Nightcap later on the brakes and will hold on to that ninth position. Savvy just in front in P7, so they have got the toe to the cars in front, with Giller in P6 as well. So very, very tight in the midfield section. But yeah, this is so difficult to call here, because it's so tight. Then there is a bit of a gap to Captain Slow in P11, who's got that last sort of solitary place to stay in tier 1 for the next round. Puma Stigler is a good 3.4 seconds down on TNR Captain Slow in the drop zone from 12th position. So yeah, Captain Slow looking quite comfortable in that 11th position, but we've still got a long way to go. But yeah, Nutcap has lost 2 positions then, so something I wasn't really focusing on. Nutcap has lost 2 positions down into P10 again. He was down into P9, wasn't he? And now he's lost that position to Nitro Merlin. I do apologise, I'm getting confused right now. But VSR Nitro Merlin down the inside does take that 8th position away from VSR Richard. So again, it's really a case of cat and mouse here, to be honest. I mean, if you're looking at the fuel situation, VSR Richard has saved a little bit more fuel than Nitro Merlin, so it would suggest that Nitro Merlin is pushing that little bit more than VSR Richard. And then Nutcap as well, normally the strategist with similar fuel to Richard, maybe a tad less, with Savvy up the exhaust of VSR Giller just in front of him in P6, and then Wolfie has now joined the train of the top 5 drivers. 1.6 seconds is the deficit from him to the race leader at the moment, which is Panic Potato. VSR Kennels down into P3 at the moment. It looks like the TNR boys are working in tandem to try to streak away, but you know, still Kennels in that slipstream. And the gap is coming down to DK. DK around the outside. Is he going to resume the race lead? It looks like Panic Potato is affording the space so that DK could get in front of him. And then of course Dylan or Panic Potato can then use the slipstream of his teammates. But so tight at the moment. So tight. We don't know which way it's going to call, which way it's going to go. And it's just anyone's guess, what way this is going to go. And I think it's going to be interesting to see when they come into the pits, who saved the most fuel, who's going to stay out the most on the soft tyres. We're on lap 15 of 40, so we are approaching the halfway mark of the race. I did predict that you could get at least 22 laps on this stint, so it's going to be interesting, and it's really about who is the most comfortable on dying soft tyres, I think, Dana. Oh, as we see, the top 3 drivers come into the pit lane. So, didn't actually expect that whatsoever. In fact, quite a number of the drivers going into the pits. So, it's looking like Nitro Merlin and Richard has decided to stay out with TNR Captain Slow. So, that is the top 3. Then we got DK, Panic Potato, VSR Kennels, VSR Fish, VSR Wolfie, VSR Giller, Savvy Unchained, Nutcap, all in the pit lane with Puma Bridges already making the pit stop. He's on the medium tyres. Puma Stigler also on the medium tyres in 13th, and Ray Carter in already in 14th position on the medium tyres. So very interesting indeed, and this is where things get a little bit tasty, I think, here, Dana.
Yeah, definitely. We got Zeke back out, Tato back out, Fish back out, so they're respectively Zeke 4th, 5th is Potato, 6th is Fish, and Kennel's coming out in 7th. And then we have Gilla coming out and behind in 9th there. So getting a little wiggly.
It certainly is, Dana. It certainly is. This is what I like to call squeaky bum time, because it's one of them nervy moments where you're so close together that you're kind of like, well, you only have to make that slightest mistake, as we just see it there with Kennels as he just clips the outside wall, and lucky not to pick up damage there. He would have lost a little bit of speed though to VSR Wolfie. Of course his teammate though, so I'm sure VSR Kennels will allow Wolfie through, and as we see, quite a number. One driver, it was VSR Richard, went into the pit, so he's now been released into 10th position on the medium tyres, just in front of Puma Nutcap in 11th position. So we still got Captain Slow, and we still got DK has. Sorry, I do apologise. DK has just been released into P2 in front of Panic Potato, who's also in P3. Now it's only Captain Slow that has not made the pit stop, so he's on them dying softs, and what you can see with the lap delta is 1:13.2 was his last lap time, and then when we look on board with DK, it's going to be interesting to see what sort of time he's going to produce. He is half a second down on his current best, which I can't really see exactly what that is right now. I would imagine something in the region of 1:11.5 to 6, I'd say, it looks like the pace is quite even as we see Captain Slow eventually go into the pit lane from the race lead. Then he's going to go sinking down the grid. He had 8% of fuel left, and Deacon and Panic Potato are going to go side by side into turn 1, but Deaky is going to get in front of Panic Potato to hold on to the race lead, with Panic Potato in P2 and VSR Fish, who's just not going to make things easy for both the TNR drivers. He's got to try and find a way past Panic Potato to try and challenge for the race lead, but It is how it is at the moment for the top three. VSR Kennels just behind, also in P4, and VSR Wolfie in P5. So we are talking a 1.8 second spread between P1 and P5, and then we've got a bit of a gap, but still Giller still in tow, more importantly in P6, and then of course we've still got a gaggle of cars behind. Then there's maybe a bit more of a substantial gap from VSR Nitro Merlin to Nutcap, where Nutcap is kind of on the verge of the slipstream, but just outside of it, and in danger of losing tow to the top 9 drivers. So yeah, Nutcap will want to stay to the back of him if he can, but yeah, it's certainly very, very tight, and like I say, one mistake can make the difference. So it looks like Paddy Potato has got the inside line. Is Deaky going to give way to him? I think he will do so. Paddy Potato is going to go into the race lead then, and it, like I say, it's cat and mouse. It's literally you know, I think the name of the game here is basically you know, try not to fight each other. Try to sort of if you're going to make the move with the overspeed, you know, make it as cleanly as possible. Don't defend too hard, just try to keep it nice and clean, and hope that the drivers behind do fight away. And I heard that all there from Dana. What's happened?
Oh, I just saw, I think it was, I want to say it was Kennels. It might have been Gilla that kind of had a little bit of wiggle and did a little sliding, but was able to recover.
Right, okay. Well, it's yeah, that could be the case there, because the gap is 1.1 seconds. It is actually extending as well to 1.2 seconds. So Gilla is coming under pressure from TNR Savvy then, who currently holds P7. But yeah, it's as I say, obviously we've already made the pit stop now, and you know, whilst there's not too many squabbles at the minute, or I say not too many squabbles, but it looked like Fish was tempted to go for the move on the Deaky, but pulled out at the last minute. But as the laps start rolling on by, you know, this is where drivers may take a chance and really go for them bold moves. But at the moment, as I say, I think the top 5 drivers, they don't really want to get embroiled in too much of a battle here, because they you know, they want to be separated from the drivers behind to make it a 5-horse race for you know, trying to go for that race victory. So so yeah, they're going to try to not squabble. And Gilla, yeah, he is outside of that slipstream range now in P6. 1.5 seconds is the gap now, with Savvy starting to close in. 0.4 of a second is the gap between P6 and P7. We've got VSR Richard in 8th as well, just 6.5 tenths down in P8, and then there's a gap to VSR Nitro Merlin, which is about 2 seconds, and then again about 2 seconds to Nutcap in 10th position. TNR Captain Slow is 4.3 seconds adrift of the top 10, but he's got a comfortable gap to Puma Bridges, because at the moment it's Puma Bridges, Puma Stigler and Ray Carter that are in the drop zone that could be threatened to go down into tier 2 for round 4. So we will have to keep a good eye on the bottom 3, and maybe Captain Slow as well. But we go back to the top, because Deaky still leading the race here by 0.4 of a second over Panic Potato, with VSR Fish also lurking in the background. VSR Kennels P4, VSR Wolfie P5. So again, it is going to be interesting between the VSR drivers once we get into that kind of window of the race. You know, are they still going to work together? Are they going to be jostling for position? You know, I mean, if you was a driver out there, Dana, I mean, what would you be doing in this situation? Would you be battling, or would it be team orders, I wonder?
That's a great question. We definitely, history kind of dictates, you know, what we're going to see here. VSR has definitely been a team to where, you know, they get to a point to where they're helping each other out, pulling each other along. But when it comes down to that finish line, all bets are off. Gloves are off. They're going for it.
Yeah, exactly. And we've seen it time and time again. So, it is going to be interesting indeed. It's going to be very interesting as well. Those that are in chat, we're sitting in commentary at the moment and we're kind of like, okay, which way is this going to go? I mean, we've actually seen now that Veersar Fish has moved up into second position. So I'm not sure if there was a slight mistake from Panic Potato, but he's now involved in a T&R sandwich here, and he's looking to close in to Deacon, who just 2.5 tenths down on Deacon right now. So certainly a man on the mission, but it's whether or not he can fight off Dylan as well, who Dylan, as we know, very strategic driver. Looks like he's pulling alongside Veersar Fish then, and looks like Panic Potato is going to retake that second position away from Veersar Fish, who moves down into P3 again. But it'll be so nice to hear your thoughts in chat. Maybe a prediction of your top 3 drivers. So get another glitch again coming up. I don't know what's going on with the service today, but it'll be interesting to see what your predictions are. Maybe we should have like channel points or something where you can bet your points, or or something like that, to see what happens here, because certainly it is like picking numbers for the lottery or something at this stage, because so tight between the top 5 drivers at the minute, and he could literally go either way. When we look at the drivers just behind as well, we've got P6, P7, P8 all within about a second of each other as well, so very tight between them 3 drivers. And then we've got Nitro Merlin kind of in no man's land now. 1.7 seconds is the gap. Nutcap is 2.4 seconds adrift in 10th position. It is kind of how it is, really. Doesn't seem like there's much that Puma Bridgens can do at this stage. I mean, he's 2.2 seconds adrift of Captain Slow. The gap hasn't really changed, and looking at the lap delta, 1 minute 13.1 for Captain Slow, 1 minute 13.2 for Puma Bridgens. So it's that type on tight on lap times that we just don't know which way it's going to go. Oh, it looks like now they're starting to battle a little bit. It's a little bit wide. Panic Potato just kind of like shaving the wall there. Very lucky not to completely lose control of the car, and this is where now Deacon is starting to streak away, because of course with the battling going on behind, Panic Potato losing a little bit of time there as well. I think Veersar Fish as well also went a little bit wide in the background, so this is where the danger comes in now. This is kind of the predicament also as well with Dylan, where he's starting he's just about in that slipstream range of Deacon. Now, is it a case of trying to hold off the Veersar drivers and letting Deaky get the race win? Or does he think, I've made a mistake, I really need to try to catch up to Deaky, because I've got to think about my own driver championship here, because we know with Dylan, he is in second position. He's the nearest driver to Deacon in the championship. The gap at the moment is 10 points. That gap could widen if things stay how it is. So it's an interesting debacle really for Panic Potato right now, where it's like stick or twist, I think, Dana.
Absolutely. And we got a little bit of a battle going on between this and Luckie coming around that last turn. They got up into each other a little bit, mowed a little bit of grass, so they're kind of going back and forth here. So we can definitely see that the VSR boys are kind of in it to win it. And we got, Panic Potato not panicking and doing his Minister of Defense. So we'll have to keep an eye out and see if he goes for it.
Yes, we will indeed, yeah. So, look, you can see now, look, Panic Potato has closed the gap to DK, but there's a changing of hands between the 3 VSR drivers here. It's now looking like that VSR Wolfie is now going to resume the responsibility of pulling the VSR drivers along. So, again, looking from a commentary box standpoint, we can't really see the exact detail of how much fuel is left in the tank here. So Wolfie, it does look like he's got a lot more fuel than Fish, and then Kennels, it looks like he's been saving a little bit of fuel as well. So it would make sense for Fish to tuck back in, try to do a little bit of fuel saving, allow Wolfie to resume that responsibility to try to catch up to TNR Panic Potato. Yeah, it's, as I say, it's a cat and mouse game. It's so tight, and I'm pretty sure that the drivers are on their separate team radios to kind of make them vital decisions to really make sure that TNR Deacon and TNR Panic Potato don't escape away to grab the top 2 positions there. So yeah, very, very interesting. We are on lap 27 of 40, so we got 13 laps I'd say 13 and a half laps remaining of this race, and this race really isn't letting up. It is so tight again. 1.6 seconds. I mean, literally, I've been saying 1.6 seconds between the top 5 for probably pretty much the whole race, right, Dana?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely tighter than my jeans on taco night, that's for sure.
Well, they must be tight then. Yeah, top 5, how they are, but VSR Richard, not able to close the deficit to the top 5 drivers. So yeah, VSR Richard, is trying to escape VSR Giller, but I think Giller, again, just in that slipstream range at the minute, and pretty similar on the fuel. Savvy Unchained trying to stay to the back of Giller as well. So don't rule him out. Because he's certainly in the fight here, just lurking behind Giller. I was trying to keep an eye on Nitro Merlin and Nutcat, but it seems like their gaps have widened, so nothing really to report there, and still nothing really to report between Puma Bridgins and Captain Slow. They are pretty much matching each other right now. So Panic Potato actually gets in the race lead at the moment, so something I didn't see coming. I think as we was mentioning, it's all about being on the team radio and recognizing that maybe Deacon was pushing a little bit harder than Dylan, so Deacon was like, maybe okay, Dylan, or Panic Potato, I keep calling him Dylan, but it's Panic Potato. He recognizing he's got more fuel, so Deacon's like, maybe just tuck in behind you, save some fuel. Obviously bum drafting isn't allowed. Deaky does draw up alongside Paddy Potato. Paddy Potato is going to allow him through around the outside, and Deaky does move in to the race lead. But with all that fuel saving, it does mean that VSR Wolfie has now caught to the back of Paddy Potato, because it looked like at one stage they were in danger of losing that slipstream, but the gap has now tumbled down to about three and a half tenths of a second, with Fish just behind as well, 2 tenths down. Kennels has sunk down though. What has happened to VSR Kennels? Kennels was in that top 5 hunt. It seems like he's lost a little bit of time there. Did he pick up a penalty or something like that? Because the gap is now 1.4 seconds. He's outside of that slipstream range. I think that Kennels may be looking to push somewhat right now. A little bit of a shock actually. He has come down to 1.2 seconds, but shocked to see that, because Kennels was flying at the start of the race, Dana, but it looks like he's sinking down a little bit now.
Yeah, definitely. I saw him fall back a little bit earlier, so I don't know if he was like doing a little bit of fuel saving, letting the front runners, put the gas pedal down and hoping, strategically to hopefully catch up a little bit. We got a little bit of a battle going on back here with Gilla and TNR Savvy. There's a little bit of paint exchange there, and Savvy moves up into P7.
Yeah, it looks like Gilla is a little bit annoyed that he left the door open there, I think, and Savvy was able to take that position away from him. We'll look on the replay now. Savvy was just behind him, and it looked like Giller tried to close the door on Savvy, even though Savvy was alongside him. So I'm not sure if Giller wasn't too aware of the positioning of Savvy, and I think he just let him through again to reclaim that 7th position. But yeah, a little bit of a strange moment there. Maybe Giller just not quite looking at the radar, and yeah, unfortunately a little bit of door banging, as you mentioned, but was rectified by the next corner from Giller. So Savvy in 7th, but now a bit of a sitting duck now is Viasar. Giller does get the overspeed to power past Savvy to reclaim 7th position. So yeah, good sportsmanship there, to be honest, because I think Giller did recognise that he made a bit of a mistake there. But yeah, Savvy, I thought he was going to draw up alongside Giller, but decided to tap back in, which could be the wise decision, because you know we have got the heavy braking zone for the hairpin, and if he doesn't go for the move there, then he has also got the flat out section for the oval part. And Savvy goes later on the brakes. He did try to sort of hang it around the outside, wasn't able to make that work. Giller does cover it off, so Giller still holding on to 7th position, but Savvy looking very, very competitive right now. Tugs back in to the back of Giller as we go into the oval section for the 31st time of asking. So Savvy will get that slipstream, and I think Giller will be a sitting duck right now as we come down the straight now, and I think he's going to back off.
Potato and Deaky go in, and Potato took the race lead.
Okay, we'll have a look on that replay. I think it may have just been a simple kind of slipstream from Paddy Potato. And yeah, you can see he just drew up alongside Deaky. They clearly don't want to be fighting, so Paddy Potato went up the inside, resumed the race lead, and Deaky will tuck back into 2nd position. Okay, but something that we can see now is VSR Wolfie. Look how close Wolfie is to the back of Deacon now. So this is where the heat is really on, and now it's about the battle of the nerves. Who is going to go for the bold manoeuvres? Who is going to be able to defend from each other, and who is going to make the mistakes? This is, again, I'm going to say the word, and this is going to be drummed into your mind, Dana, but squeaky bum time. So Deaky Wolfie looked to power past Paddy Potato. There was a tiny bit of contact between the two drivers, and unfortunate for Wolfie there, because I think he was trying to grab that 2nd position away, but Paddy Potato did close the door just at the last minute, so Wolfie wasn't able to take that position away. But of course Paddy Potato will be fully aware that Wolfie is just behind and really sniffing for that position. So Paddy Potato will know that he will nearly contact, and I think there may have been contact between Deaky and Paddy Potato, as there was a slight twitch from Paddy Potato on the brakes, went a little bit deep, and oh my god, I think it was just the tiniest bit of contact, but that could have ended a lot worse there. Let's have a quick look on the replay and see exactly what happened there. So we look on board with Paddy Potato there, and as he got on the brakes, there was the tiniest bit of contact, and Wolfie tried to go up the inside, but Paddy Potato covered the outside line, which will be the inside line for the next turn, and was able to hold on to 2nd position, but very, very fortunate, because that could have ended so much worse. Okay, so yeah, looking at the top 4 then, still 0.6 of a second, and yeah, I mean, honestly, this is absolutely ridiculous how close this is, and certainly I think that this will be one of the highlights in the next recap video. So VSR Wolfie up the inside of Paddy Potato. Can he be later on the brakes? No, because Paddy Potato, the Minister of Defence, covers it up on the inside or not. VSR Wolfie around the outside, and he's going to make it work. He goes a bit wiggly, but he still holds on to second position. And what a fantastic move that was from VSR Wolfie. B hits the wall on the outside. He's going to lose speed, and Paddy Potato is going to regain second position. Very unlucky from VSR Wolfie, because that was such a great move, such a brave move from VSR Wolfie as well. He does flash the lights of Paddy Potato, so I do wonder whether or not maybe we missed that little bit of contact where Wolfie kind of lost that momentum, lost that composure, and I think Paddy Potato may have just backed off, and VSR Wolfie is going to take that second position away from Paddy Potato. I have saved the replay of that incident, so I'm going to have a look back on board with Paddy Potato or Wolfie and see exactly what happened there. But very, very strange moment there. But Wolfie, and that was Paddy Potato on the outside, and as they there was the tiniest bit of contact, I think, which kind of shoveled VSR Wolfie wide. That is not the best angle to see that. I'm going to try and get the replay back, but VSR Wolfie is in second position, but Paddy Potato is in that slipstream. Let's quickly have a look at the replay again, because I really could not see from that angle. So we look on board there, and there might have been, I think there may have been the slightest of contact. Wolfie did so well to save the car there, but then as he tried to get on the power on the oval section, then clipped the wall, and Paddy Potato had the overspeed. But I think, like I said, I think he did actually let off to let him back through again. So let's look on board now. So Paddy Potato has made the move on Wolfie then, but Wolfie will be directly behind. But look at this now. Deaky is streaking away now. 1.1 seconds is the lead from Paddy Potato. Now looking at the fuel situation, Paddy Potato has got a little bit more fuel, so he can push to the end, I think. Deacon with a little bit less fuel. However, I think that is enough fuel, because that would be 10% of fuel, and I do believe it's about 1.8% of fuel per lap. So it looks like Deaky is in a strong position here, but the gap is still 1 second. Paddy Potato is starting to close it looked like he was closing that deficit, but it's 1.1 seconds. Now VSR Wolfie is about 4/10 of a second down, but should have enough fuel. VSR Fish in P4. Looks like he's going to challenge Wolfie for that third position, but backs out at the last minute as he it looks like he got on the brakes a little bit earlier, and recognising the fact that Wolfie is closing in on Paddy Potato, where there could be a possibility of a podium position here. So we are going to stay on board with this because it's very, very close. But I mean, Dana, if you can look at the rest of the grid and let us know if there's any other battles that we should be keeping an eye on here.
So right now we've got Kennels in fifth, and we have VSR Richard just behind. Gilla is kind of trying to close up that rear gap. 7th, 8th, and 9th, we kind of have a little battle going on here between Nitro Merlin and Savvy and Gilla. And then Peter Metcalf kind of out there on his own with Captain Slow and Bridgens and Kenneth Stiglet and Ray Carter.
Okay.
So there's not really a huge battle going on, except for 7th, 8th, and 9th. They're kind of racing it out a little bit. So we'll see what happens there.
Okay, well, Paddy Potato is going very defensive now as VSR Wolfie look to challenge Paddy Potato for that second position. Looks like the Minister of Defence was able to successfully defend from VSR Wolfie as he holds on to second position. But the gap has come down to about 7/10 of a second to Deaky, so they have been on a bit of a charge here. And Deaky not able to put away here. So Paddy Panic Potato still holding on to second position, but VSR Wolfie may be looking at this now and thinking, look, okay, maybe not go for a battle here because we are so close to the race leader that it'll be in his best interest to kind of stay behind Panic Potato and make some audacious moves, maybe towards the end of lap 39 and onto lap 40. But yeah, Panic Potato 0.7 of a second. He should be firmly in that slipstream, and he is revving out the car here, so he is pushing pedal to the metal. He does actually come out of that slipstream though, interestingly. So is he kind of holding back to maybe allow Deaky to get the race win? I'm very surprised if he is doing that, because you know, at this early stage of the championship, you really want to be you know, pushing as hard as possible to really close that deficit, because it's 10 seconds sorry, it's 10 points now, but if Deaky does get the race victory, that will be extended to 15 points, and that will be handing the championship really to Deaky. So Panic Potato, hopefully he is recognising this. He has closed the gap to about 0.2 of a second. Is it strategic or not? Because one thing I will say is, of course, the optimal place to make a move will be on the oval section. So if he can get a good exit, which he didn't quite get the best of exits there, Wolfie able to close the gap to Panic Potato. So this is going to be interesting now. So this will be the penultimate time that we come around this left-hander to come across the start-finish line to start the last lap of the race. Now, Panic Potato, he is in that slipstream range. I don't think he's going to be able to close the gap to Deaky by the time we get into the braking zone, but surely he can apply all sorts of pressure. And what happens to Deacon? Deacon, it looked like he went a little bit squirrely on the braking zone, and Panic Potato out to go in front of Deacon. Deacon down into P2. VSR Wolfie is in P3. He must be smelling blood here, because VSR Wolfie all over the back of Deacon. It is 0.2 of a second right now, and looks like Wolfie, no, the door is going to be shut, but can Wolfie size up an opportunity as Panic Potato goes a little bit deep, and Deaky, he's going to try it around the outside. Wolfie down the inside, and Wolfie, oh, they're going to be side by side as we go into the final turn. He lets off the gas and lets Deaky through, which was good sportsmanship, but back on the power around the final corner, and it's looking like Panic Potato is going to get the race victory ahead of TNR Deaky in second position, and VSR Wolfie in third. So a great win for Panic Potato, who gets the win in round 3 of the SMA Season 2 with VSR. What the hell's just happened there? Someone has just left there with VSR Kennels now. P4, VSR Richard P5, VSR Nitro Merlin P6, Savio Che P7, VSR Giller in P8, Puma Nightcap in P9, TNR Captain Slow in P10, Puma Bridges in P11, and then it's going to be Puma Stigler in 12th position, Ray Carter 13th. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. We know for certain that Puma Stigler and Ray Carter will be relegated into Tier 2 for the next round, but something just happened. Someone just left, and I'm going to have to get confirmation on this. Was this Wolfie? Just disconnected?
No.
No, not Wolfie.
Looks like it was Deaky.
Deaky is disconnected. So we may need to get confirmation here, but we'll be back very, very shortly, guys. SMA is brought to you by TGSC Cape Town Golf Academy, Wright Recruitment, DC Designs, and Coach Dave Academy, our official sponsors of SMA Season 2. Okay, so yeah, I was just looking at the order. Yeah, it was Deaky. I think he did cross the line, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he did cross the line, so that means that Deaky will be handed second position. which will then be VSR Wolfie in third. Is that correct, guys, or is it the other way around? Was Deaky in third? I'm just trying to remember what happened there, because it was that tight. I just looking at it, Deaky. So yeah, it says there 700th of a second. So it was Deaky in P2, Wolfie in P3, then VSR Fish in P4, VSR Kennels in P5. VSR Richard in P6, VSR Nitro Merlin in P7, P8 for TNR Savvy, P9 for VSR Giller, and then P10 went to Puma Nutcap, P11 goes to TNR Captain Slow by the skin of his teeth, surviving in Tier 1, and it will be Puma Bridgens, Puma Stigler, and TNR Ray Carter that will be getting demoted into Tier 2 for round 4. But I mean, what an absolutely insane race, what an absolutely insane finish, Dana. I would love to get your thoughts on this race today.
That was super exciting. The top 5 definitely kept it very interesting throughout. And then the 4 of them breaking off like that, it was anybody's game. Constantly moving back and forth, switching positions. Very exciting.
Very exciting indeed. Yeah. I'm absolutely lost words, and I nearly lost my voice as per usual. I mean, where have I said that before? But yeah.
Max has your tea.
Sorry, say that again.
I said Sir Mags has your tea.
Oh, Sir Mags has my tea, yes. And plus maybe the honey as well. That is very important. But yeah, what a fantastic race that was. And yeah, we're going to regather our thoughts. We're going to... We're going to take a slight breather. We're going to get ourselves ready to interview the top 3 drivers. That is going to be Panic Potato. That will be Deacon and VSR Wolfie. So don't go anywhere. Enjoy the highlights of the Tier 2 to 7 Parquet's picks, and we'll be back very shortly. So enjoy, and see you in about 3 minutes.
100 plus drivers, 7 tiers, and a plethora of moments have been on offer in SMA Season 2. This is Parquet's Picks. Let's show these lower tiers some love. Number 10, we got SAM Huso being really cool under pressure here. Mad Mike going around the outside with Puma Slayer going up the inside. He's down into P6 in the blink of an eye, but he doesn't rattle easily. He keeps the fight going around the outside, doesn't let things go from bad to worse. Good job on you. Number 9 is MGR Laquera going around the outside. Every motor fan's dream. Let's do a little bit of going up into number 8. It's V8 Jag, currently in P8 from downtown, trying to make the move stick on TNR Mbappe Kings. Mbappe really not going for it too easily, still keeping everything around the outside, but this was some good feisty battling. You love to see that out there. Number 7 is Puma Racing Jocko. Just really getting his elbows out on MGR Rudy Boss for P1. I like that move going up the inside there. Good job on you, sir. It's P6, our number 6, Quarter Viz, threading the needle around the outside on the Mad Max. This is Road Rage, so it is only right that it happened to Mad Max there. Number 5, we have the Stimmin. He has a rookie tag on his car, but this ain't no rookie. From P9, he finds himself going up the inside there, coming down the hill. He's not letting off the gas. It's him and Sir Mags battling it out. And here we go, the downhill section. Not a lot of room to operate, but the two make it work, and everything is going well for Stimmin up until this point here. Oh no! They come together and he finds the wall. What racing that is. Number 4, JP Gaming 10, pulling off the old switcheroo. And if you don't like this, you don't like sim racing, ladies and gentlemen. That's him up into the podium position. And here we go, coming into the top 3 is Puma Cross CJ, being a smooth operator. Not once, but twice, this time all the way in P7. He gets not 1, not 2, but all 3 positions, and there it is. And again, he comes right back on lap number 4, finding himself down in P8, making quick work to get up into P7, but CJ's not done yet. And that's P6, a nice little double overtake there. That's 5 overtakes in a span of 2 laps, so that's really awesome. That was looking to get something done there as well. But here we go, the top 2, Puma Maverick, taking one for the team. This is down in tier 2. He's coming into the first heavy braking zone here, and there he goes, spinning around and around. And here, number 1 is Gamil, the dirty cop. Now, why is this cop dirty? Now, it's not for any type of dirty driving. Everybody makes mistakes here, but it's actually something that has to do with how the rules are being enforced. We see Gamble causes the incident. Oh man, bro, I'm getting a 1.5 second penalty. You hate to see it, but that's Gran Turismo 7. This has been Parquet's Picks. I'll see you when you're older. Flawed, back to you, sir.
SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, Postnet Midstream, and Slayer, our official sponsors for SMA Season 2. Okay, so myself and Dana are in the driver interview booth, and yeah, we've literally just caught our breaths because I'm sure, like all the viewers out there, that again was one intense and very close ending to the race. Probably one of the closest endings we've ever seen, to be honest. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to get the thoughts of our top 3 drivers. So we're going to start off with our 3rd place finisher. That was VSR Wolfie. And yeah, Wolfie, I mean, what can I say? I mean, it was so close. I mean, like, me and Dana were kind of like thinking maybe we should put a bet on here because, I mean, I'm pretty sure your odds were pretty tight for the race victory there. But in the end, had to settle for 3rd place. But a brilliant performance from you. How are you feeling after that one?
Hi, yeah, I'm glad I'm making a habit of getting back in the interview room. It means I've got a result, so happy with that. That was an intense race, sure. From start to finish, the action never let up. You couldn't afford to make one mistake. Yeah, I'm stoked with another podium. I tried to keep it calm throughout the race and put pressure at the end. Myself and the Panic had a bit of a issue there on one corner, and it gave Deke a bit of breathing room. I think that actually bought them some time. We couldn't really recover from it. We got close, but if we had one more lap, maybe. But yeah, I messed up that last corner too much. But well done to Panic and to Deke. That was an intense race. They kept it clean. They kept it on track. Yeah, it was well done. It was epic right till the end. So very happy with the result.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, you know, so the strategy was, I think it was pretty similar throughout the grid. I mean, there might have been a few drivers that kind of went a little bit longer on them soft tyres, and there were a few drivers that switched over to the mediums a bit earlier. But pretty simple, right? And to be honest, like the top. Was it top 5, top 6? You know, for most of the race, there was barely 2 seconds separating you guys. So tell us, like kind of like midway into the race. So you're very tight in almost like in formation, really. So was you kind of busy on the team radio? Was it kind of like you know, I've been pushing a lot. You've been using my slipstream. I need to save a bit of fuel. Can you go in front so that we can save fuel? I mean, was it a very kind of tactical game at that point?
Yeah, I think it was tactical from the word go. Track position was key. The strats was obviously very similar. So working together as a team was crucial. I think in that first stint, we all stick quite close together, just so the pack could just sort of settle themselves and get into a rhythm. And I think then the race started getting alive. From the pit stop, coming out from the pit stops, we sort of formed the little pockets there, Deke and Panic and myself and Fizz. And then the two guys, I think they were about 2.5 seconds behind us. It's unfortunate that they couldn't catch up. The pace was just, it was quick at the front. Not actually as quick as I expected it, but we were working together all the time, just to stay in that slip and see that we can stick to them and be there at the end and try to make a push for the victory. It doesn't help you go for it too early and they come back at you. So we were trying to work it and just be calm. But I made a few mistakes exiting the last corner, which compromised me down the home straight. So I had to really push in the other two sectors. But again, I think Diki and Panic worked well together. And I think myself and Fizz, we didn't do too bad, but it was a hectic race. At one stage, I looked up and it was like lap 25. I'm like, is this race never going to end? It was intense.
Yeah. I mean, it was intense for myself and Dana, and we literally got the easy job of just watching you. So can only imagine how you was feeling in your seat. Maybe a little bit sweaty in that seat, and you did amazing. It was, as I said, so close, and yourself and Dylan had this, Paddy Potato had this epic battle for the, I think it was like on the penultimate lap, wasn't it? Just coming around the, it's like the double left-hander, isn't it, before you get to the oval section. Tell us about that moment there, because that took like one of the best saves to keep the car pointing forwards.
Oh my word. I nearly had a heart attack there. I don't know. I kept it straight. I must be honest. I think I got totally off the throttle, just so small steering inputs. I don't know how I kept it on track. It was just, my head nearly exploded at that point in time because it was a long race and getting there. I don't want to get turned around or get into a wall or get damaged at that point, So, it was scary. But in the end, I mean, Panic's a clean racer. Diki's a clean racer. When you get close to each other like that on track, small bumps, and it happens. It's part of racing. I'm just glad we could keep it straight and continue the battle till the last lap. It was so close. I thought maybe when I exited the last corner, I thought, maybe there's a small chance, but it wasn't enough in the end. But happy with the third place.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I mean, great to have you back in the interview room. Second time of asking, so you're definitely making a habit of it, and very happy that you after such a great performance that you was able to secure that top three position. So congratulations to you, Wolfie, and I'm going to pass you over to the lovely Miss Dana. I'm sure you've got a few questions and thoughts towards Wolfie's performance today.
Thank you, Sean. As usual, you have pretty much already taken all my questions, so I will do my best here. First off, congratulations on third place, Wolfie. That was a solid drive. You guys never cease to amaze me. And you already kind of covered what I was going to ask you, like with your drive being so solid, like what would have been like one thing that you could have changed? So I know that you did touch on it, but if there was a moment like within those last two laps, is there anything you would have done differently?
I don't know. That last left-hander coming onto the main straight, that last left-hander, I kept on not committing, just being afraid of hitting that inside wall and ruining your whole race. But then as well, it's messing you up not to move forward. So, I think I was a bit too cautious there a few times, and it dropped me back. But I think that's the only thing that I really could change. I don't think there's anything else. I mean, started 6th, it was keeping it clean, just working with the guys through the field as stuff happened, make the opportunistic move and just slowly work your way up. So, I think it was just that last corner that killed me a bit. But other than that, I think we had a very good race. The tire wear wasn't bad. The pace was good. And it was a clean fight. It was like a...
Excellent. I agree. It was a great, clean drive from you guys. So thank you very much for keeping us entertained. And like I said, since Sean stole all my questions, back to you.
Thank you, Dana. I'm sorry.
No worries. Thanks for that you guys put into the stream and everything. It's fun to watch, so thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and definitely look at the on-demand again, because that was just an insane... Well, it was an insane race, but it was an insane last couple of laps as well. So definitely worth watching. And yeah, congratulations. And yeah, Wolfie, look forward to seeing how you get on in the next round. Very different cars, very different circuit. Fingers crossed that you can get back on the podium.
Yeah, thanks. I think we'll just keep at it, do our best, and let's see what happens. Thanks to you guys, and thanks to Panic and Diki and all the guys for a very, epic race. It was fun. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Wolfie. Take care of yourself.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Okay, now we would normally come to TNR Diki, but I don't think he's back in the Discord. Obviously we had that confusion where he did cross the line, but then got disconnected. So it seems like we've got a few technical problems on that side of things. So I guess, we'll come to our race leader then. Race winner, should I say, sorry. And I do believe this is your first ever win, isn't this correct, Paddy Potato?
Yes, that is correct. This is my first win.
Wow. Congratulations on your first victory in SMA. And tell us how you're feeling.
Oh, thank you. I know I'm feeling really happy. I mean, it was a really tough race. As Wolfie said, from lights to flags, it was just constant action, constant battling. There wasn't really a chance to take a break at all. So to have won this one after 40 excruciating laps, I'm really happy.
Oh, that's great to hear. Do you know what? Right, I'm going to hand you over to Dana because I don't want to be accused of stealing the question. So, Dana, over to you.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. Congratulations on your very first win. Dylan, I'm going to call you Dylan. Sorry. So that was such an excellent drive. You guys did such a fantastic job. And it's always exciting to watch the lot of you for sure. So going into like the last couple of laps where you and Zeke are just changing positions and going back and forth, out of pure curiosity, were you just pushing each other along and then, at the end of it, it was just gloves off. Let's see who's the faster driver here.
So it wasn't really an actual conversation there. It was for the last 3 laps, so going up to lap 39, it was just pretty much about keeping the other guys behind us. We weren't worried about our current position there. But then going on to T1 on lap 40, Diki made a mistake, and I took that opportunity there. I'm glad that he managed to recover it because he looked like he was about to spin there. It was really tough for him. Leading pretty much the whole race with myself, obviously, and then on the last lap, something like that. I don't want to know how he's feeling about that one, but we were working together very well, and then just that opportunity, that open door was right there, so I couldn't really do anything but go through it.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you and Wolfie had that little hit the snag a little bit there, what was going through your mind?
I felt really bad in the moment, but at the same time I didn't really have much space to work with. I was on the grass and then I came back onto the track. I'm not blaming him, fair enough. It was just excellent racing there. It's just part of racing, it's how things happen. But then obviously when I saw that he was turning around, I backed off the accelerator, hit the brakes, and then I tried to push him a little bit straight again. I don't know if it helped at all, but then he managed to recover it. And then, we went forward from there.
Awesome. Yeah, I know. I can only imagine. I was sitting here sweating. My jaw was on the floor. I was like, what's going to happen? But pulled it out. Excellent drive, like I said. So again, congratulations. And I will put it back over to Sean.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. Yeah, well, I mean, I think you kind of covered the questions from the race, but what I will ask you, Dylan, obviously, getting the race victory, you have now closed some of the gap to your nearest rival, that is TNR Deacon, to about 5 points. So, are you feeling confident ahead of the next round? And what do you think of the race combo? Maggiore West in the what is it called? The Honda
Honda RCR.
The Honda RCR. Yes. What are your thoughts with that combination?
Well, I don't know if I'd say I'm feeling confident for it. I don't like understeery cars like that, and Lego Maggiore isn't really a strong suit for me. So I'll just have to put in some time to learn that combo, but I know Diki is always rapid. He's never really had an off day in his life, it seems. So I'll have to put in the hours to try and see if I can be on pace with him. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to expect besides just Diki being on the pace as always. So we'll just have to see how next Monday goes.
Do you think qualifying could be key at this type of circuit?
Yes, 100%. I mean, if I'm thinking now about the race, the only real overtaking opportunity that I can see, at least with those cars, will be T1 off the line, and then you're going to have to wait until the banked right-hander towards the end of the lap to get your next move in. So I think quali will definitely be probably the most important aspect of that race.
Okay, all right. Well, I do wish you the best of luck, and as I said, congratulations on your first ever win in SMA. I'm so stoked for you, Panic Potato, and hopefully you can go from strength to strength, and fingers crossed for you next week as well. But congratulations on that win.
Oh, thank you, man. I just want to say thank you again. As Wolfie said, you guys always do an awesome job with the broadcast. I will be watching that one back as well. Just massive thanks to you guys. You guys always do an amazing job. And then also thank you to Wolfie, Fuss, and Diki for an amazing battle the whole race.
Thank you very much. And Dana, I think definitely held her own, and of course, her first ever commentary gig for South Africa, actually, isn't it? Is what I heard. So we'll definitely have to have you back, Dana. But as I said, congratulations, Paddy Potato, and good luck for next round.
Thank you, guys. Cheers. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah, you too. Celebrate, and
thanks, Dylan.
We'll speak soon.
Cheers. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, right. So that was the thoughts of the top. Well, I was going to say the top three. We interviewed the two drivers. Unfortunately, not able to get hold of Diki. So I think we're going to have to call it there on the interviews. But let's see. Well, we have already mentioned what is coming up, but let's just give you a quick reminder. So for next round, we are at the Maggiore West, located in Italy, Europe, for round 4 of season 2. Track length is 2.4 kilometers in length, featuring 9 turns in this twisty layout. And they will be running the Honda Garage RCR Civic car, which is a front-engined, front-wheel drive car, producing 389 brake horsepower at 7,500 RPM, weighing in at just 1,014 kilos in this turbocharged machine. Dana, you might not have too much experience with this combo, but that car just looks beautiful, right?
We're talking about the car, not you, right?
Oh, well, I mean, if you want to put me in the equation, then absolutely agree there. But this time we are talking about the car, yes.
Oh, okay. So, this combo is definitely going to be just a dynamic race all around. The track's technical nature just requires a lot of control. Why the car's power is going to challenge the drivers to to manage traction and braking effectively. So it's definitely going to test their ability to maintain that balance. So it should definitely be an interesting race for sure.
Yes, indeed. Well, make sure, guys, you do catch our next stream, which will be on Monday, the 27th of October at what was it, 8:45 Eastern Africa time for that one. Just to give you a quick reminder as well that SMA is sponsored by these following sponsors. So we are sponsored by simulatorcave.com, TGSC Cape Town Golf Academy. We're also sponsored by HostNet Midstream, Right Recruitment, DC Designs, Coach Dave Academy, and Slayer Energy. Thank you so much to our sponsors for being our official sponsors for SMA Season 2 Road Rage. Now, please subscribe to our socials at Sim Motorsport Association on all our platforms, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's our amazing community that we've got on Discord, and of course this very channel on YouTube. Make sure if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button, clicking the bell notification so you don't miss any of our content, and when you're done watching, hit the like button to help with the YouTube algorithm so it spreads our content across the platform. As always, we fully appreciate you, and just to let you know as well, we did smash that 300 subscriber amount. I think it was today actually. So thank you so much for supporting us, and hopefully you will support us along our journey through season 2. Now, also as well, if you would like to get involved in future championships as a driver in 2026, do contact Robin Williams, our SMA GT7 promoter, for further details. The email links will be in the description below and on our YouTube homepage. Also, a big thank you to the SMA Productions and SMA Admin for their tireless efforts as always. And also our amazing moderators, Parquet, CJ, Double DP, Sean, Dana when she's normally on moderator duty, but was in commentary with me, of course, and definitely Robin as well. So keeping everyone under control and welcoming all our new viewers in our YouTube chat. SMA is in association with Motorsport South Africa, the only organisation licensed and fully backed by the FIA of all competitive motorsport inside of South Africa. So, we are going to get the final thoughts of Dana when we come back, but a quick promo of our sponsors, and then, we will close off the stream. So, back in a second. SMA is brought to you by TGSC Cape Town Golf Academy, Right Recruitment, DC Designs, and Coach Dave Academy, our official sponsors of SMA Season 2. Okay, so we are back in the comms box, and I have to say a huge thank you to yourself, Dana, for joining me and providing your awesome and insightful thoughts. As you know, of course, this was your debut as a commentator, and I think, chat, you can agree with us that she did an amazing job today. But would love to know your final thoughts on today's race, Dana, and also as well, who is your driver of the day?
Thank you, Sean. I think you're a little bit biased, but I'll take it. Today, what a race. They put on an absolute masterclass. Such an entertaining and clean driving. It was wonderful to see. Also to see the, camaraderie between the teammates and all of that. But yeah, just at the end of it, it was about who had the fastest car, but who had the sharpest mind under pressure. And that's what makes this series so special. It's as much mental as it is mechanical. So thanks for having me.
You're very, very welcome. And, we hope to have you back. Well, if not this season, definitely in seasons to come, because it was an absolute natural today. I mean, you said that I might have been a bit biased, but I'm pretty sure everyone in chat is also agreeing with me. So we can't all be wrong. So yeah, just congratulations on such a great, just great commentary from you, Dana. And it obviously does help that you're my partner. So I do obviously have to be nice to you as well. But so Dana, of course, is a Twitch streamer as well. So please do check out Lucky Mistake on the socials by hitting that follow button on her Twitch channel. And Dana, I know obviously you're very new as a Twitch streamer, but for those that don't know you, what kind of content can we expect from you in the near future?
Great question. So I am definitely working on Gran Turismo 7, shocker, right? So we can definitely expect to see that at some point. I do like story games as well. But for the most part is probably, Robin, close your ears, Borderlands 4, his favorite game. And then obviously enjoy some time with you and your viewers playing golf with friends. That's always a blast.
Okay. So a multitude of games, and also as well, I must say, like, we do a lot of community games together. So everyone's always welcome to join as well. I'm also a streamer as well, Flawed Genius Gaming. So if it's not me streaming, it'll be Lucky Mistake, and we're always kind of like gaming together. So as I said, do check out Lucky Mistake on Twitch, and if you do want to check me out as well on Twitch and hit that follow button, it'll be much appreciated as well. Before we do go though, I just got to say, a quick shout out to the SMA production team for making this broadcast as one of industry's best out there. So a huge thank you does go to our Dana, of course, that produces all the amazing art and graphics that you can see at the moment, as well as Parquet713 for his efforts in producing all the promos, the intros and the recap videos that have been presented this season in SMA, and will do so for the rest of season 2. Please do check out their links, support them as only the SMA can by following and subscribing to these amazing individuals, please. It'll be hugely appreciated. But Dana, again, thank you so much for your time and efforts today. Hopefully you've enjoyed it today, and we hope to catch you in the near future.
Thank you, Sean. It was an absolute pleasure, and thank you, Robin.
And thank you to everyone that is tuned in today. Sir Mags, I've been accused of not saying hi to you, so hi, Sir Mags. And TNRC and all the community out there. Yes, Sting's Racing community, of course, Robin, Parquet, and all the gang out there. Thank you so much for the huge support, and we'll catch you next time. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Round 3 is complete, and we got our third different winner this season in what an intense season we have in the SMA Season 2. It was Panic Potato with his first ever victory. So will we have a fourth new winner come next week? Well, you'll have to tune in next week on the 27th of September at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Africa time to find out. But until then, it's myself, Flawed Genius Gaming, signing out. So thank you all for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed. And make sure to smash that like button on this stream and hit the subscribe button if you're new. It'll be really, really appreciated. But until next week, it's a goodbye from me. So stay safe out there, have a great week, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye for now. SMA, growing the sport together.